thrill, Bob? Bob, biggest thrill.
The other
what would that be?
What was my biggest thrill? Probably going on tour. I mean, aside from things you can't mention.
It wasn't your first record?
Well, no, going on tour, probably, when you're 17 or 18 years old.
Right.
It's a pretty big thrill.
Wow. Mick?
Yeah, I would have to concur that I can't mention the biggest thrill. But the second biggest thrill was when we first got in the van, when we graduated high school. Chris got a van from his brother, and we just didn't even do anything to it. We just loaded it up and drove out to California for like a month. And that was pretty exciting at that point in time.
Jeez.
That would be exciting now.
Yeah, I would almost say more exciting than flying over to Europe the first time.
Yeah, you're right.
Just driving out there with all the mishaps on the way and everything, and it's great.
This next question, I thought of, how did I...
My biggest thrill.
I'm sorry, Chris, your biggest thrill. How big it was?
I was going to bore you and say, touring is the same thrill for me.
I'm actually Chris's biggest thrill.
Come on, you let the cat out of the bag. Really, in all honesty, it was doing it again 20 years later. We went to Nashville, Chicago, Baltimore, and it was almost like flashback. We hopped in the van, we threw the instruments in the back, we drove for uncounted hours.
When was that?
But you know what?
Last year.
Last year.
I have to add to what Chris said. My biggest thrill of that whole phase was that we could actually book the hotels in advance on the internet and get nice rooms this time. Whereas in the lot past, we'd be driving around looking for a cheap place. Like, how much? No.
Sleeping on somebody's floor, underneath the sink.
It was kind of thrilling to be able to go in and load up the fridge with beer and just sit down in a nice room.
That's cool. This next question I thought of, how did I find out about you guys? And here's this question. Wouldn't you agree that the fanzines helped regarding your popularity?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Because I said to myself, my God,
the only
Jersey Beat, what a job Jim did. Jim Tester.
He's still doing a great job.
But you know what? They're not only Jersey Beat, but on the West Coast, the companion or the doppelganger for Jersey Beat, Liz Pepin's Wham. The scene out in San Francisco and even down as far south as LA and San Diego, she featured us a lot. She put us up when we were on tour. She really helped promo us. And European fanzines, the whole fanzine scene, absolutely.
Excellent. This is, of course, without the computer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everything's photocopied,
Yeah, we did a couple of our own fanzines back
then
too, yeah. And, with the lecture set letters.
Great.
Scrape off. And we had a typewriter. To make bold, you would kind of move the paper a little bit and retype over it.
I'll have to look on eBay. Maybe one of those are there.
You'd be surprised.
Never know.
We found our first single on eBay. Bob found it about 6 months ago for $50.
Oh my God!
Somebody bought it.
Was it from Germany? Usually, somebody from Germany is selling they wanted to sell our albums. That's how the guys in Germany.
Yeah.
I don't know where it was, but it was. I couldn't believe somebody paid $50 for it.
Yeah. Wow, that's great.
Yeah.
Jesus. All right, boys. You played many shows. Have you shared the stage with any famous bands?
I guess it depends what your definition of famous is.
Well, that people know about.
We have. I don't know how clear the memories are. Smithereens,
The Bongos.
Excellent.
10,000 Maniacs.
Wow.
So, to name a few.
Those are a good few, Look, any crazy memories from the road or studio?
Very crazy
Please.
times. Yes.
Tell us.
I'll tell a tame one, and then I'll see if Chris will actually tell the one that we all think of immediately. But we were out in San Diego, and we were waiting for the guy his apartment we were staying at, and it was raining out. Waiting to get back in the apartment, and Chris and Bob both, I think, lit up. They like to smoke a lot on the road. The only time I actually enjoyed it was when we were driving through Texas and you needed something to get rid of the smells that were from all the cattle fields. But anyway, I left the van because I really don't like cigarette smoke, and I was standing outside in the rain, and a cop comes up and he's like, "What the hell are you doing?"
Oh boy.
And so the cop pretty much told them to stop smoking so I could get back in the van.
Wow.
In a very authoritative way.
That was a really tame story.
That was the most tame one, yes.
That was very tame.
There's another police story in San Diego that I won't go into now, but Chris has one, I think, from Rochester.
The riot.
Oh, do we want to go into that? All right. Basically, one of the members.
You can go into it.
One of the members of the band, the bass player,
Okay.
had
Who shall remain nameless.
who shall remain nameless, had an emergency after 8 hours in the van on the way to Rochester. Suffice it to say, no bathroom nearby. We pull up in front of the house where we're going to be staying. The side door of the van slides open. We pile out, and he immediately proceeds to go onto the neighbor's lawn, drop trow, and do his business, while a mother with her young son on a big wheel.
Yes.
The reason for that is because we actually went to the wrong doorbell.
That's illegal.
And the guy answered the door. He's like, "Oh no, I think that's next door."
And
And I just
couldn't wait any longer. But the best part is there was this little kid scarred for life riding down the street on a big wheel.
Absolutely.
Mommy, what's that? Seriously.
I love the fact that you went to school together, became friends, created a cool band, made great music, and here you are, the original members, 25 years later, doing it better than ever. I love it.
We love
Contact
it.
information.
Absolutely. www.modfun.com, www.myspace.com/modfun, and myspace.com/modfun. Front slash.
All those slams.
Nice.
Front slash.
Thank you, Mick.
Thank you,
so
Bryce.
much. Mod Fun rules.
Alright.
Love you guys.
we love you too.
So it took me, over 20 years to finally see the band, but that's okay. Here you are, better than ever, like I said. This is Mod Fun!